Well, we have officially arrived at the end of the grand and glorious year of 2022. And what a year it certainly was. Hard to believe it went by so fast. Now, usually, I do these kinds of videos with just Drew Pickles talking about a few select highlights that happened and discussing my plans for the new year. But I felt that 2022 was so significant that I just had to talk about it in more detail. Which means, yes, you'll have to hear my voice once again. I am so sorry. On the plus side, I do have a script this time around, so that should hopefully make getting through this a much better process than before. So, without further delay, let us do a 2022 end-of-year review, retrospective, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and discuss my plans going into the new year. So 2022 was definitely a much better year personally than the dumpster fire that was 2021. Like seriously, it was like night and day comparing them. Now, I don't want to I don't want to get too personal as to why I hated 2021, but let's just say a lot happened that soured the year for me, and I was probably feeling my absolute lowest. But 2022 seemed like a saving grace almost. For starters, I managed to pretty much all but wrap up college, which was great. I also got to expand my artwork more during the summer, alongside finally getting more commissions from artists. I got to go to the theaters for the first time in 3 years to see Jurassic World Dominion. The extended cut was so much better. I don't understand why that wasn't shown. And finally, I got to go to my first con in 2 years at the start of December. Granted, it was a furry con, but I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? It wasn't all perfect, though. As my workplace did catch fire back in June, I had to work at a different location until November. But hey, I was still able to get work, so that was fine and all. So it seemed like 2022 was a pretty good year, right? Well, the trade-off to that is that 2022 became probably the worst year for the Barney Bunch and Speakonia Community, at least during my time with it. Yes, there have been worse years for the community, but it seems that a lot happened this year that put the community in a very rough spot. Some are minor inconveniences, while others really impacted it in a very negative way. And I'm going to be talking about it in extremely long, painful, excruciating detail. So strap yourselves in and bring plenty of tissues because we have a lot of ground to cover here. The first thing I would like to touch upon is YouTube itself. Sweet, merciful Novo, YouTube has become an unbearable shit pile in 2022. I mean, I made 2 videos during the year, basically tearing YouTube apart for a few reasons. The first of which is that they have been taking down videos and or community members throughout the year. We lost so many beloved members of the community due to the iron fist of YouTube. These include Scoot, Toilet Pranker, Nintendo Master 2010, Mr. Spike, 2 of Blood's channels, 13verse, Back of Survivor's original channel, Turn Down for What's original's channel, just to name a few. I'm pretty sure we also lost a bunch of others that I didn't list, but I mean, we lost a lot, basically. And that's not even mentioning all the videos that were also taken down as well. The worst part about losing some of these channels is that many of their videos by these users have become lost. Now, thankfully, many of the videos from these users like Scoot and Toilet Pranker and Bacca and Blood were thankfully archived, but users like Nintendo Master, only like a handful of their videos were recovered. The vast majority of them, completely gone, lost to time, probably never going to be recovered again. What's even worse about it is that Scoot, Toilet Pranker, and Nintendo Master have not been active in years. So that kind of begs the question as to why their channels were taken down in the first place. I'll probably touch upon this a little bit more when we focus on the next part on why YouTube became a dumpster fire in 2022, but I mean still, like, why were their channels taken down? Like, seriously, just why, YouTube? Another thing that happened is that YouTube has been constantly age restricting every new video that gets uploaded. While it is true that Barney Bunch content is very raunchy and risque and offensive, all it really has is just a still image with text-to-speech voices saying outlandish things. But yet it seems that YouTube is hell-bent on age restricting every new upload, it seems. Now, this wasn't necessarily a problem at the start of the year, but come about around April or May, this is when shit really hit the fan. Now, normally, I don't usually care if a video of mine gets age restricted. But the problem was that almost every time I made a new Drew Pickles video, it would be age restricted instantly. Though, surprisingly enough, my Pube Muppet videos remain unaffected by this. Was the Pube Muppet behind all this? I mean, it would make a little bit of sense. But anyways, they even started age restricting some of my older videos too. Like, I did a count. I did a whole count, and so far, 9 of my videos were hit with an age restriction, including 2 of my older Drew Pickles Does X videos, which brings the total number of age-restricted videos to 11. It's a stark contrast to the previous years where they would usually age restrict maybe 4 or 5 videos. 11? Talk about fucking overkill, right? What sucks about this is that shit like this really hurts viewership. Now, I want to go ahead and say that I do not really care if my videos get high or low views. I do not treat YouTube as a career. It is merely a hobby. That said, it is nice to see a video you make reach a rather high view count. But in 2022, I noticed a severe dip in viewership by the end of April. Videos would normally have about 200 to 300 views max, with the last video to hit 1K views as of this recording being the Pubic Family Reunion. Now, of course, that could probably be due to, stagnation. I mean, I've been putting out the same types of videos over and over again, and I can probably tell that, people probably wouldn't be too amused by seeing the same type of video over and over again. I feel like stagnation's a pretty big problem with Speakonia content in the past couple years. But even so, the views will gradually get higher over time, and I started to notice that some of those videos that had significantly lower view counts started to kind of raise up in views again, which is good. But even so, I think that age-restricting videos this early in the game really does affect early viewership. But at the very least, my videos weren't taken down, unlike others. Which brings me to the blatant hypocrisy that YouTube has had during the year. So you all may remember that Jack the Cryogonal retired recently, which was a huge shame because I really enjoyed his videos. The main reason why he decided to retire was because his last Drew Pickles video, the Halloween commercials video, was taken down due to, and I kid you not, quote-unquote, hate speech. Hate speech. Are you fucking kidding me? I watched that video the day it was uploaded, and I did not see a single iota of hate speech at all. This whole load of bullshit is what also seemed to have claimed the channels I mentioned prior. And let me tell you how utterly fucking ridiculous it is to know that YouTube is taking down these channels for hate speech when they let dumb fucks like The Quartering, Geeks and Gamers, Clownfish TV, Quantum TV, all these other channels that are known to advocate actual hate speech get away scot-free. All because they're apparently part of YouTube's partnership program, and it makes them that oh-so-sweet ad revenue. Talk about double fucking standards, and that's not even going into detail all the absolutely awful shit that YouTube lets on its fucking site, such as aforementioned hate speech, fucking radical propaganda from both sides of the political aisle, animal abuse, actual softcore porn, Elsagate crap, all the shit that you'd see on YouTube Kids is definitely weird and fucked up, and all sorts of other trash. Yet a video of the goofy cartoon dad from Rugrats talking about his sexuality and wanting to ground Barney all the fucking time is just way too much for poor old Susan whatchamacallit and her hordes of crony bots to handle. And people wonder why we went on a mass exodus for a brief time. Well, now that we got that out of the way, I suppose we will shift gears to get into something a bit more nitpicky, but still relevant to the broader community discussion at hand. And that would be the Oversaturation bunch, or just the oversaturation of Speakonia groups in general. Now, I don't want to come off as one of those crusty ass Speakonia boomers saying, y'all better stick to the original established groups, ya young whippersnappers. I mean, we do not need another unestablished war, if you know what I mean. But holy fucking Barney balls! 2022 was essentially the year that everyone and their grandmother decided to create a billion fucking Speakonia groups. To list them all off would just take way too much time because, well, there's just way too many of them. Now, I want to make this as crystal clear as I can. I do not have any issue with new groups or characters being introduced. If anything, it does bring a little bit of new blood into the community and gives us something to work off of. My problem comes when people introduce all these Speakonia groups and do absolutely nothing with them, or just make a group based off of some sort of random thing or sexuality. It just leaves you with another bunch of characters that add nothing to the grander Speakonia sphere. I feel like if you're going to introduce a new group, you better make them worthwhile and start using them, because if not, then we'll just have a flood of bunches that don't really amount to anything. And for the love of Novo, if you do make a new group, please, please, please don't do what Digidata did with his shitty group. We do not need a repeat of Digidata at all. I already made like 2 videos on him and his shitty fucking bluey bingos. He and his shitty group need to be forgotten. They need to be just forgotten. Like, immediately. And finally, I would like to touch upon a subject matter that will be a bit sensitive for some viewers. Just wanted to give you a heads up. Because we are going to be touching upon death. We had some members of the community die this year. The first of which was Gary2115 of the 13verse channel. Now, 13verse crafted some of, if not the absolute best Speakonia videos I've ever seen in a long time. And the one responsible for those videos was Gary. When news broke out that he died in such a horrible and tragic way, I might add, I and many other members of the community were completely speechless. His style was unlike any other in the community, and it was a shame that 13verse never really got the chance to recover. My deepest condolences go out to his friends and his family especially. He had some genuine talent, and it was such a tragedy to lose him so soon. But by far the biggest blow dealt was when we learned about what happened to Blood, who was one of the most well-known and respected members of the community. Yes, for those who don't know, Blood passed away in 2021, but we didn't learn about it until 2022. Now, I never got to know Blood like many others in the community did, but he was a legend in every sense of the word. I mean, there's an entire video style named after him. It wasn't until I rediscovered the community in late 2019 that I read about him on the old Mirahazy Speakonia wiki, and then learned that he was actually a guest in some of Sammy the Snake's videos. And Sammy the Snake was a channel that I used to watch all the time back in the day. Hell, I mean, Blood actually saw 2 of my videos in late 2020 and even liked one of them. That made losing 2 of his YouTube channels this year all the harder. Thankfully, his work has been archived so future generations can know about his legacy. And once again, my deepest condolences go out to his friends and family and everybody who knew him. I just hope that he realizes how much his work has influenced everyone in the community. So yeah, 2022 was pretty shitty for the community. And that's not even going into detail on the whole stint with Vidly being a fucking propaganda house and allowing really graphic and disturbing content. Like even more disturbing than the content we produce, I may add. And, the whole mess that happened on Trackle the day before Halloween. I mean, it's definitely easy to write off this year as the coming of the second Speakonia Dark Age. But I always try to find the good in everything. And 2022 had some pretty good things that happened throughout the year. It wasn't much, but it was definitely enough that I could really talk about in a significant way. For starters, this was the year that we fully decided to expand our reach and join sites like Trackle and Internet Archive, though most of us stopped using Trackle in the wake of all the shit that happened there. Just read the wiki page on it because this video is already fucking long enough as it is and it would take way too much time to explain. Anyway, this was the year that we all decided to do more collaborative work, such as Crypto Week and a Barney Bunch anniversary collab. We also had a lot more well-known community members join the Discord server, such as Purple Penis Eater 69, the remaining 13verse crew, MLG Drew Pickles, Perry, Dildos 123, Savage Boy, Barney Bunch Company, Michael of Random, Backup Survivor, Timmy T333, Kaiser Jurechi, and of course Straight Fusion, as well as Barney Bunch Company and Savage Boy made a brief return to the community, which was definitely very welcome to see some veteran members back again making some content, even if it was for just a really brief time. As far as my own channel is concerned, I managed to reach 400 subscribers in 2022, as well as create the fucking Moss Muppet character with members of the Discord server. My best videos for the year would definitely have to be Drew Pickles Goes to an NFT, Barney Ditches the Bunch, Pube Muppets Commercial Apocalypse, Drew Pickles Goes to Dave and Buster's, Drew Pickles is God tier, and I can prove why, which I'm still wondering if Dave and Corpse actually saw that video. Would be rather hilarious if he did. Pube Muppets Pubic Family Reunion, the 400 subscriber special, the Halloween special, and of course the Christmas special. And that's not even mentioning all the super swell videos that the various members of the community have put out throughout the year. To list them all off would just take way too much time, but I think you all know who you are, and I really appreciate the work you all put in. Some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. That was a lot to cover. So to kind of wrap this up, I figured I would discuss what I have planned for 2023. Well, for starters, since I am pretty much all but done with college, I might as have a little more free time on my hands when not balancing out work, so while I can't make any promises, I would like to try and focus more on making videos in a more timely manner, but, burnout is still a thing, and, it always kind of happens throughout the year where I just go months on end without uploading much, but, I would like to try and get back into making more videos, especially since I do get a big kick to make more videos during the early months of the year. Most of the content will probably still stay the same. Just more goes to more Pube Muppet and more story-driven videos. And I would like to do more Secret Missing episodes because I've been slacking on that style of video. And I would really like to get plenty other videos in that style down. But that said, I have been giving a bit more thought as to what I would like to do next year. Since the Great Speakonia War wrapped up in 2022, and, I really liked the idea of a more episodic Speakonia video series, I figured, why not take a crack at it? After all, it would be a good initiative to make more videos and keep myself motivated. So that is why I am going to be doing a series of videos inspired by a brief history of the Drew Pickles existence for anyone who remembers that video. Basically, it'll have a similar presence or premise to that video, but be stretched out into different episodes chronicling Drew in different time periods of history. I think it'll be a very fun idea, and I already am brainstorming different scenarios, so stay tuned for any further developments and announcements regarding that. And with that, I think that's pretty much it as far as this video is concerned. Usually I give a shout out to various users near the end, but since I don't want to talk anymore, I think I'll let someone else do that for me. Oh, Drew!
Thank you, Iron Yoshi. Hello, my name is Drew Pickles and I just got back from fucking Crash Bandicoot in the New Ruins level and boy is my penis tired. But while my 300 miles of swellness recovers, I would like to give a shout out to the following users. Ahem. Robotic Blockster, Drew Pickles the Dark, Jack the Cryogonal, Straight Fusion, Timmy Can Walk, Cash Chikuya, Michael of Random, Caesar Jirachu, Back a Survivor 2102, Slim Pickles, Turn Down for What, and all the members of the Speakonia community, both past and present, active and retired, seasoned veterans and newcomers alike. Thank you all. Now, if you will excuse me, the Barney Bunch and I are gonna use the New Year Ball as a butt plug for Chaz the Fister Finster. Until next time, my sexually stimulating studs.
What the fuck? That's fucked up, dude. Yeah. Well, anyway, if you stuck around for this long, then dear God, I am so sorry. But hey, you're a trooper for watching this all the way to the end. Anyway, I'm tired. I gotta edit this entire fucking thing, and it's gonna be a nightmare. But either way, thank you all for watching and listening to me ramble on for who knows how long. Long live Drew Pickles and the Barney Bunch. Puke Muppet will never get his satisfaction. And, as the old saying goes, keep your butt buddies close and your dildus even closer. I'll see you all in 2023.